Doug 3 visited Leo's lodging to request help fencing Alice's jewel neckband. "This, old buddy, is some serious bling," Leo said. "What is your take?" Doug inquired. Leo noticed that the neckband was sufficient for sovereignty. Doug contemplated whether Leo could sell the neckband for him. "Also, what makes you figure I would?" Leo inquired. "Since a secret someone let me know that you were the go-to fellow in Salem for this sort of work," Doug made sense of. Leo jeered and requested a name. Doug noticed that it was public information that Leo had fenced Abigail's adornments after her homicide. Leo contended that he had been frantic at that point. "Could you at any point help me or not?" Doug inquired. Leo requested to know Doug's personality. "Stand by a moment. Did Stephen Olson send you?" Leo inquired. "Who?" Doug inquired. Leo made sense of that he had conversed with Stephen, and Stephen had been blamed for taking a family treasure. "Stephen swore all over that he didn't make it happen, and I trust him," Leo said. Doug conceded that he had taken the neckband, not Stephen. "Tune in, I would have rather not taken the jewelry, particularly from my own granddad's better half," Doug said. Leo's eyes went wide. Doug presented himself. Confounded, Leo noticed that he had investigated the Horton family ancestry for the paper, and he had not known about Doug. "That is on the grounds that they had close to zero insight into me until 2 or 3 days prior," Doug conceded. Leo asked Doug for what reason he had taken the neckband. "Love General Clinic, B&B, days or different cleansers?" Join the discussion on our SC sheets. Click here to associate with fans and plunge into conversations now. "I owe somebody a considerable amount of cash, and they're anxious to gather," Doug admitted. "Along these lines, assuming I'm hearing accurately, you came to Salem to take from your dispossessed family?" Leo inquired. Doug said no. Doug focused on that he had needed to offer his appreciation to his granddad. "Apparently, he was an extraordinary man," Doug said. Doug made sense of that when he had shown up at the house. He had heard the family examine the neckband. It resembled the universe's approach to saying, "It is right here, Doug, out," Doug said. Doug expressed that after everybody had left for the memorial service, he had hastily gone inside to take the neckband. "Doesn't sound extremely hasty," Leo countered. "I surmise about the time, I calculated that they had close to zero familiarity with the necklace before that day. Also, dislike they need the cash," Doug said. With a chuckle, Leo noticed that Doug's reason wouldn't do well in court. "I'm not pleased with what I did, all right? Right away, I didn't feel really awful. However, that family, they've been so pleasant to me. Greeted me in wholeheartedly. Also, presently the culpability, it's simply eating at me. Some portion of me wishes I could just return the neckband. Stash it someplace for them to find," Doug said. Leo inquired as to what difference would it make. "Since I'm anxious about the possibility that they'll be dubious on the off chance that it just out of nowhere returned, and Doug said. With a gesture, Leo filled in that Doug would in any case require cash for his obligation. "I get it," Leo conceded. Doug said he needed to take care of his obligations and begin his life once again. "I really want your assistance," Doug said. "Something like this is as of now not in my purview," Leo said. Doug asked for help. With a moan, Leo conceded that he could have a contact, and he requested that Doug leave the neckband with him. "How would I realize I can trust you?" Doug inquired. "All things considered, my attractive thus extremely frantic new colleague, you don't have a very remarkable decision, isn't that right?" Leo countered. "I surmise I don't," Doug murmured. After Doug left, Leo displayed the neckband in the mirror. "No, Leo, what are you thinking?" You can't do that to this unfortunate youngster, Leo said. At the point when Brady went to Ava's space to get her for their date, he wheezed energetically when he saw her. You look staggering, Brady said. Ava grinned. I've never been to the artful dance. I didn't know whether I was embellished, Ava said. Brady conceded he had felt the same way, and he assisted Ava with putting on her accessory. As Brady ventured into his jacket pocket to check the tickets, he was shocked to acknowledge they were no more. I don't have the foggiest idea what occurred, Brady said. Perhaps Kristen took them? Ava kidded. Brady moaned, and he conceded that it was conceivable. Brady chose to arrange more tickets, however the presentation was sold out. Brady apologized. Try not to stress over it, Ava said. Brady recommended that they actually hang out. Ava conceded that she was feeling celebratory as a result of Clyde's extreme lethargies. Brady and Ava requested burgers from first floor, and they streamed the Nutcracker Artful Dance on the television in Ava's room. The main issue was, I plan to take you to Chez Rouge for supper, Brady said. With a grin, Ava admitted that she favored hamburgers and French fries to French food. Brady and Ava discussed food and the artful dance, and the two of them concurred that they were detesting the exhibition. Brady changed to Christmas excursion. Ava discussed how her family had been undeniably more broken than the Griswolds in the film. Brady noted Tate had kidded that his family resembled the Griswolds, and Ava conceded that Brady had a Chevy Pursuit vibe about him. Ava changed to A Christmas Story, and Brady admitted that it was his #1 Christmas film. Mine as well, Ava said. After Brady and Ava completed their food, the Wi-Fi cut out before the finish of the film. Ava kidded that Kristen had removed the web, and Brady moaned. It seems like destiny doesn't believe that we should watch a program this evening, Brady said. Brady requested a second chance, and Ava concurred. Be that as it may, perhaps sometime later, don't tell Kristen, Ava said. Brady concurred. Messes to the side, I partook in my experience with you this evening. A great deal, Brady said. Me as well, Ava said. Ava strolled Brady to the entryway, and he said farewell to her on the cheek. After Brady left, Ava gazed groggily into the distance as she stripped down. Ava got a text from a mysterious number that said, thus, how was your date? Ava murmured. At the penthouse, Tate was finishing his call with Holly when Sophia thumped on the entryway. What's happening? Tate inquired. I'm pregnant, Sophia said. Paralyzed, Tate inquired as to whether she was certain. Sophia made sense of that she had taken 3 pregnancy tests to affirm. At the point when Tate noticed that he had utilized a condom, Sophia reminded Tate that they were not 100% powerful. We're having a child, Sophia said. Sophia whined that she didn't know whether her queasiness was morning disorder or the fear of enlightening her folks concerning the pregnancy. Tate proposed to help Sophia with anything choice she needed to make, yet Sophia noticed that she didn't have a decision. Assuming that you're in this condition of our own, and under 18, which parental assent is required, Sophia said. Sophia contended that her folks didn't realize she had kissed a kid, substantially less engaged in sexual relations. I assume I comprehend, Tate said. They had such large dreams for me. Like, they would abandon me assuming they knew that we, Sophia stammered. That's what Tate contended, assuming Sophia's folks believed her should satisfy her fantasies, they would help. You don't get it, Tate. My folks accept early termination is a transgression. They don't put stock in conception prevention, Sophia said. However, it's your body. Tate contended. Sophia concurred, yet she noticed that it didn't make any difference under the law. My thought process is best doesn't make any difference. Not on the off chance that my folks disagree, Sophia said. Tate began to recommend they travel to another state, however Sophia countered that she didn't have cash or transportation. Tate proposed to help Sophia. You didn't get pregnant all alone, all right? Also, you won't do this by itself. So in the event that you are certain that this is what you need to do, I will take you, and we can do this together, Tate said. Yet, imagine a scenario where my folks find out. All in all, they'll kill us both, Sophia said. Tate guaranteed Sophia that her folks wouldn't be aware. We'll simply need to ensure that nobody realizes we're proceeded to sort out a period that works, Tate said. Sophia gestured in arrangement. Furthermore, what might be said about Holly? Sophia inquired. Tate conceded that he didn't believe Holly should be aware of the child. You won't utter a word, are you? Tate inquired. With a glare, Sophia said she wouldn't tell. Yet, it's astounding the way that this is about her out of nowhere, Sophia murmured. Tate apologized. I'm somewhat gone nuts, clearly, Tate said. Definitely, so am I, trust me, Sophia countered. Sophia stressed resoundingly over how they could pull off any arrangement without somebody finding their mystery. Tate vowed to investigate their choices. I didn't know that you'd move forward, Sophia conceded. I realize things didn't end well between us, to say the least, however I will deal with you, Sophia. I guarantee. We're in the same boat, Tate said. Sophia left. In the square, Holly sat with Maggie in the bistro and tasted espresso. Maggie got some information about Tate, and Holly conceded that she needed to invest less energy with her sweetheart. Holly educated Maggie regarding her discussion with Leo. He cautioned me that something could occur among me and Tate out of nowhere, and afterward it would all be over between us, Holly said. Maggie noticed that there were no insurers throughout everyday life. My recommendation to you is simply to partake in what you and Tate have together at the present time, right now, without quick sending to everything that could conceivably turn out badly, Maggie said. Holly vowed to attempt. Maggie reminded Holly that Holly was her obligation, and she proposed to help Holly assuming she expected to see an OB/GYN for conception prevention. Holly panted. It's not something to be embarrassed about. It's critical to be ready, Maggie said. That's what I value. Truly, I do. However, not at all like that is occurring among me and Tate, Holly said. Maggie was shocked. With a murmur, Holly said she wanted that Tate had not currently laid down with Sophia. Holly conceded she had been a horrible companion to Sophia, however, that she was unable to pardon Sophia for having sought after Tate. Be that as it may, hadn't you separated? Maggie inquired. Indeed, yet that was part of the way since she was attempting to interfere with us, Holly countered. Holly educated Maggie regarding how Sophia had coerced her and Tate about Smith Island. Holly admitted that she was unable to quit pondering how she and Tate had chosen not to rest together, but rather Tate had hopped into bed with Sophia. May I advise you that Tate pursued his decision to accompany you and not her? Maggie said. I know. Yet, it damages to realize his most memorable time was with another person. What's more, they shared this very private thing together that he hasn't imparted to me yet, Holly said. Maggie crushed Holly's hand. This isn't a challenge. It would make sense if Sophia was having laments, Maggie said. Holly conflicted. Maggie reminded Holly that she should get physically involved with Tate until she was prepared. Sex has a ton of results that you don't be guaranteed to contemplate when you're up to speed at the time, Maggie said. Maggie let Holly that she just needed know best for her. As Maggie and Holly got up to complete their shopping, Sophia strolled into the square and halted abruptly. Holly acquainted Maggie with Sophia. How's beginning and end with Tate? Sophia inquired. Fine. I was simply looking for his Christmas present, Holly said. Sophia grinned, and she hoped everything would turn out great for Holly and Tate Christmas. After Sophia left, Maggie noticed that Sophia had been great. No doubt, with the exception of she didn't mean a solitary expression of it, Holly protested. At the point when Brady got back to the penthouse, Tate was somewhere down in thought. Something wrong? Brady inquired. You discovered me daydreaming wrapping one of Holly's gifts, Tate said. Inquisitive, Tate got some information about Brady's extravagant garments. I had a date. Attempted to have one in any case, Brady said. Julie was perusing in the Horton front room when Jennifer got back from supper. How goes it with you? Julie inquired. Jennifer said she was okay. I truly need to thank you for allowing us to utilize Graham's time container to honor Abigail, Jennifer said. Julie noticed that JJ had enjoyed the thought, as well. Jennifer got some information about JJ, yet Julie said he had gone out with Chad while the children were higher up sleeping. Doug's grandson has gone out for a walk, so this is actually the calmest the house has been since, the calmest it's been in quite a while, Julie said. Julie constrained a grin. It seems obvious me that Doug, he showed up with flawless timing, didn't he? Jennifer said. Julie concurred. Jennifer inquired as to whether Doug had any plans or family in Salem. Inquisitive, Julie inquired as to whether she disapproved of Doug's presence in the house. Jennifer made sense of that her main concern was that Doug could exploit Julie. For what reason do you figure he would? Julie inquired. Since Trust has little to no faith in him, and I told her that I would pay special attention to you, Jennifer said. Julie feigned exacerbation and grinned. Jennifer called attention to that Doug had shown up in the neighborhood when Julie and the family had been generally helpless. Julie contended that Trust had called Doug's dad and affirmed Doug's story. All I believed that had settled Trust's interests. Presently, is there something different? Julie inquired. No. Trust just advised me to watch out for him, that is all, Jennifer said. At the point when Julie inquired as to whether Trust's anxiety was on the grounds that Doug had been in jail, Jennifer panted. No. We had close to zero familiarity with that. Jennifer said. Julie minimized Doug's detainment, however she conceded she didn't have a clue about every one of its subtleties. Jennifer frowned. Taking into account his criminal past, perhaps Doug is the person who took Graham's jewelry, Jennifer said. Julie dissented, however Jennifer advised her that Julie had shielded Stephen. Stephen has made a fresh start. I trust him, Julie focused. All right, what a weird happenstance the neckband evaporates the day that Doug 3 comes to Salem subsequent to being let out of prison. That is not dubious? Jennifer inquired. Julie would not really accept that Doug was the hoodlum. Julie reminded Jennifer that they had not met Doug until after the neckband had been taken. Doug's honest. End of story, Julie said. Doug got back with a crate of Christmas treats. You've been so perfect to me, it's the least I could do, Doug said. Jennifer squinted her eyes as she watched Doug interface with Julie. Red velvet. Your granddad's number one, Julie said. Truly? They're mine as well, Doug said. Jennifer glared. Julie let Doug know that she was thankful for him. You have no clue about how thankful I am that you've invited me into your home, Doug said. Julie embraced Doug while Jennifer observed disapprovingly.